challenge do you have? How can we help you today?
It's a challenge as a solopreneur to do everything, and especially the marketing side. I know that the trend has been in social media to get down to shorter, quicker, and one problem at a time. So,
If I don't have my face, I'm not going to be in front of audiences. It's that simple. So, Linda, what's one thing you got out of the time with me today?
oh gosh, I need to put myself out there because I have the knowledge and the experience to do this.
Retail therapy is back. Oh man, I am so excited for this segment to be back. This is where we give therapy to retailers. Now, we're not actual therapists, we are business coaches, retail pros, and every season that we do for this is our third season. I bring a new therapist in, and this season's therapist is the retail doctor, Bob Phibbs. And I have loved, we've filmed many of these already as I'm filming this intro, and these conversations are so good. Like, whoa. So, today's episode, you're going to get a taste of how good these are. We are talking to Linda. This is like a masterclass in creating social media content. You're going to get a framework that every listener can follow to really elevate the content that you are putting on social media to help the algorithms find the right people, your customers, and get it in front of the right people so you're driving traffic. And I just love how Bob broke this down. He even had Linda go through it to practice, put her on the spot. She was so good. And I'm so grateful for Bob's time and his insight, and for my guests to open up and share their challenges, because it helps us. That's exactly what we do here on Retail Therapy. Is I ask retailers, hey, will you share a challenge, and let's break it down on the show so we can help not only you, but other retailers too. Retail can be tough, it can be lonely. And so we are just here to support you. You're going to love these special segments. And be sure to go back and listen to other ones too if you haven't, if you need a little bit of therapy. All right, let's dive into today's episode. Welcome to the show. I'm your host, Crystal Vilkaitis, the Wolf of Main Street, and this is Rooted in Retail. Bob, Linda, welcome to Retail Therapy. I am so thrilled to have you both and have another great conversation helping a retailer here. Before we dive in with this conversation, Bob, will you take a minute and share more about you?
I'm Bob Phibbs, the retail doc. For 30 years, I've helped businesses large and small to grow their store sales in a brick and mortar environment, whether that's Lego or Hunter Douglas or Yamaha or even Google. It all comes to, and much smaller retailers, it all comes down to how you make your customers feel. And if they feel they matter, they buy. And if not, they're probably going to walk out empty handed. And I'm also the creator of Sales RX, my online retail sales training program. There you go.
And your book. I just added your book to my Audible, and I'm going to listen this weekend. Exactly.
I know, and they didn't even ask me to record my own book. What's that about? Thanks, Wiley. Anyway.
Yeah, no,
not
you
bitter.
got to look into that. It'd be
Not.
fun for you to read it. I love it. So Bob has a wealth of information, has been doing retail, very rooted in retail. He's here today to help Linda. Linda, I've known you for many years. I'm so excited you are here. Let's dive right in, Linda. What challenge do you have? How can we help you today?
It's a challenge as a solopreneur to do everything, and especially the marketing side, because the technology is changing so rapidly. And I just read this morning that Instagram is not going to live stream anyone under 1,000 if they don't have at least 1,000 followers. So it's going to become more difficult for small businesses like mine to have access to people. So marketing is the big problem.
And the question is what?
And the question is what?
Tell the doctor what hurts.
What
That's
hurts?
what we're looking for.
Trying to keep up is what hurts, and trying to roll with all the different technologies that have to fit together to be able to process things from ground zero in the studio to get it out on social media. So technology is the biggest. I do have a young person working with me now who is quite excellent at it. So she's been gone for a month, but she's back now, and we'll So I'm going to be her student for a while.
Okay. And what's your question?
My question is how do I get new customers but also retain them?
Okay. So how long you been doing this, Linda?
13 years.
Okay. And I'm a solopreneur too. So, oddly, I don't have 18 nurses around the world who are helping me triage retail. It's just one guy, and I speak, and I have 7 social profiles I have to keep up with. So I have 2 podcasts, and I have an awful lot, and each one is different, right? I have 345,000 followers on LinkedIn and 20,000 or something on Facebook and other places. So it can get overwhelming. So I first want to tell you, you're right where you're supposed to be. It is supposed to feel overwhelming because it is. And there are plenty of people that will sell you services that say, oh, just give me a pile of money and I'll take this off your plate. And some are good, but most I find are average at best. Um, how old is your typical customer? Don't say everyone.
They range from I start seeing them sometime in the decade of their 40s, but they go all the way up to 90 to 95.
So you're dealing with millennials and boomers. They're not on Instagram that
Okay.
much. So I know someone's going to flame me. They're all on Instagram, but realistically, I'm 67, so I'm just saying for me to be on Instagram is like a reach, but I am the retail doctor, by the way. So what have you done for marketing, Linda? I mean, you've been doing this for 13 years. Tell me what you've been doing.
Well, I've done before the pandemic, I did videos explaining different products. We have about between 5 to 600 products in our line, and they're for specific purposes, typically, when you talk about skincare or foundation. But I learned,
Okay, so I'm going to pause right
sure,
there. Again, before I forget anything, my disclaimer is I'm only here to help, not hurt. Important the doctor says that. Um, so think of one of those videos you were particularly proud of before the pandemic.
okay,
Okay. Can you think of one of them offhand?
skincare.
Okay, good. So can you don't have to do the video. I mean, roughly how long is it? 5 minutes? Is it 10? Is it two? And how do you think you started? How do you think you named it? How do you think anything you could tell me would be great.
Well, I identified our particular brand and told my location. And the video, I think, was way too long. It was close to 30 minutes long because we have 9 different skincare lines, and I was explaining.
Okay, let's stop right there. I don't care what you have,
Okay.
Linda. I care what you can do for me.
Okay.
And I learned a long time ago when I was in my 20s, I said, I want to look like Paul Newman. And he was on TV and talked about using preparation H around his eyes. And he said, most guys never condition their skin. So when I go out and I tell people I'm 67, they're always like, how did you do that? It's like, well, it's a program. But that's all that matters is how you're going to help me look in my, all right, 30s, probably 40s. How are you going to help me look younger, more youthful, radiant, etc.? So I don't care that you have 9. That was way too
Yeah,
many.
I know now.
Tell me what's your number one bestseller. You can use some strange name. I don't care. What does it do?
Our anti,
Just say product A.
yeah, our anti-aging complex eye moisturizer is the number one seller in my studio
And do you think they buy it because you have 9 other products? Why do they buy it?
because it is the most modern, I call it skincare technology, but it has ingredients that work together that decrease puffiness.
Don't care about that, Linda. All I care about is what's it going to do for me?
It will help
I
moisturize.
don't want to have help. You're magic. So what's it going to do for me?
Okay. So I'm not quite understanding here.
So you tired of having crow feet when
Oh,
you
I
go out at
see.
night after working all day?
So,
You put this on, and within an hour, you're going to notice your skin is going to feel tighter, and you won't have those bags under your eyes. And if you're a guy, you could put it on also in the morning before work. No one has to know. And why would he do that? You have to answer that. But that's where your focus is, because all I'm looking for is how do you help me live my best life? I don't care about you. And I mean this in a totally impersonal way,
No,
Linda.
I
It's not you.
understand.
But I don't care about the retailer, right? The
Okay.
one that gets my money. I use La Mer as the company that I use only because I had walked into a Nordstrom and I was about to film and my face looked, I'd gotten sunburned or something, and she walked me through it. So here's what you need to do. That's what we want.
Okay.
If you want to look 5 years younger, if you want to repair the damage you did in the sun, I mean, all these are great titles as you could do for a video. If you're tired of, you probably have stuff from my skin too. If you're tired of, when you come into the fall, if you're tired of scratching when you put on a sweater, it probably means one of three things: X, Y, Z. And lucky you, I have this widget product that if you put it on twice a day, it's magic. And in fact, here's Janie who says that it was the best thing she ever did in her life. Great. That's the video. That it has aluminum moisturizers made from virgin mice who, ate kale all day. I don't care. I don't want big names. A gugana, bungana, it's got a gaga. It's like no one cares. All anyone cares about is if it works. And if it works, then you have the right to sell me more items. Which is why if that's your number one item, when we hang up today, if I was you, strong arming you, I would make that video again, or I would write it, and I would maybe I would write it and say, "How many times are you saying you?" Meaning you. You're the one I'm talking to. Think of Crystal. There's Crystal. You're only talking to an audience of one. So, in fact, let's just tie this because we have a little bit of time. So, Linda, I want you to look at Crystal, and I want you to think of her for that product, and I want you to just to go now. Try to be ask that question that she's going to say yes, that's me. So try to start off with that, and then ask her. You're not interviewing her, so Crystal's not going to say anything. Just so you know, Crystal, we don't. It's not back and forth. It's not live.
Okay.
Think of her and see what you come up with, and then if you're all right with it, I'll give you some feedback. Fair enough?
Okay.
But no more than a minute and a
Okay.
half. Go.
Are you having issues with under eye dryness or fine lines? If so, we have a product that will help address that. It has,
Okay, let's stop.
okay,
You're sounding like a
okay,
doctor. So let's go back to the way you opened it.
okay,
You're too prescriptive.
okay.
It's too prescriptive. So what does she look like if she's got that? Tired of looking in the
Oh,
mirror
okay.
and feel like what? And something funny and feel like you're looking at what? What is old and wrinkly or what is sagging? Um, feel like you're looking at sacks of flour under your eyes. Everybody can relate to that because we know what a sack of flour is. You're overstating it. And it'd be like, what did she just say? In fact, I might even have a thing of flour and say, or just a handful of flour, because the goal is people forget this. You have to entertain me. I'm sitting there at my desk like I am right now. I got another monitor up. I'm over here doing my spreadsheet. She's over here, a powerful lawyer thinking of how she's going to sue someone. And then she's kind of scrolling offhand. And there's this woman who says, are you tired of feeling like there are bags of flour under your eyes? And you might even point to it. Well, I'm here to help. So let's just take that much again.
Okay.
And try smiling. It won't kill you.
Well,
There you
I'll tell you,
are.
my background is as a teacher.
What did you
I
teach?
taught English, so
My mom was a science teacher, middle school for 50 years. I got my degree in music ed. I walked in and 35 young boys playing Stairway to Heaven on untuned guitars. Like, I could never have this profession. I am out. But I respect teachers because I still am a teacher. I have a different way of doing it, right?
Well,
so here we go. Linda,
okay.
take two.
Are you tired of
Smiling, smiling, smiling.
Okay.
All right.
Are you tired
That's it.
of the flour sacks under your eyes?
Good. Now show it. Take off your glasses. You may not see us.
Yes.
Well, that's rude to say, but do it like this,
Okay.
because everybody, you could, or do it like, it's probably like this. You push up because then we see it more.
Oh, okay.
Really from way down here, like really, there it is. It's really perfect. All right, we're gonna do it. We got this, Linda.
Okay. Are you tired of flour sacks under your eyes like this? We have a product that will help with that. It it's light to the touch, it absorbs quickly, it cools down that area and helps. Uh,
Okay, you're going to benefits too quick.
okay,
So there she is. You say you've got this
okay.
product. And by the way, Crystal, if you want to jump in, you're a woman, and I mean, I'm not trying to overstate you. Any tips you could give her, maybe, of where we could go with this?
Well, I mean, I can share like what goes on. I just turned 40. I am aging. I'm starting to see my face change. I'm seeing the age. I'm seeing age spots. I'm seeing wrinkles. I feel like I don't even recognize myself in the mirror sometimes. So I think those connections, that pain, and that's probably where you're getting like, what's the pain? Really call it out. So I'm like, oh my gosh, this woman's so I just said this to my girlfriend last night, like she's in my head. She gets it.
So again, you might even go farther. You might even just say, are you tired of looking up? Are you tired of looking in the mirror and seeing like flour sacks underneath? Or maybe you got those little age spots that are coming in. Or maybe at the side you got those little crow's feet. Well, stay tuned, because that's what I'm talking about today. And so, why does that happen? Is where I would first start, Linda. Why? How does a woman get that, or anybody? I mean, sun exposure, of course. Bad bad diet, I think, can affect you, right?
Well, it's a part of the aging process and how skin
And
changes.
we're all getting
Yeah,
old. So there's your three. So, and then you're saying like, "Hey, I'm there with you," right?
yes.
And so what this is going to do is it's going to repair all of that really easily. And all you have to do is dab it on. Tell us just easy. I don't need to know. Only do a quarter of a milligram. No, just take a little bit. You dap it on. One thing's under your eyes. Eyes are the thinnest part of your skin on the body.
That's
So you
true.
tap it on. You don't want to just mash it on, because then you're making it worse. And I want you to come into our studio at XYZ. And do you have free samples of it?
Yes. You can
And I have a free
sample.
sample.
You can.
I have a free sample, and you come in, and then you 9 out of 10 women come back to me within a couple days and say, "I've got to buy this." There it is. And name, if you can say, you don't have to say the name of the product even on this, because you're kind of a franchise, so you want to keep it to yourself. That's fine. But let's try that. So does all make sense? Kind of, is our learning objective clear now?
I'm trying to adjust out of what I usually do.
I know. Leave that junk behind.
Yeah,
You're doing so
I'm
great
trying.
because you're smiling. You're now smiling. We got that. So make sure you take off. You can even start off with, are you tired of looking at the mirror? And you could even take them off right there.
Okay.
And flour sacks underneath. Maybe the flour would just be on your table. Maybe we just leave that. Here we go. Take 3. Go, Linda.
Hi. Are you tired of looking?
And what's your name?
Oh,
Because you're a person.
oh.
Go for it.
Hi, I'm Linda. Are you tired of flour sacks under your eyes and not recognizing yourself in the mirror with fine lines, dry skin? I have the product for you.
Okay.
And I've lost where I'm
How do we get
going.
there? So
Yeah.
how does that happen?
So,
How do we get
how
that?
do we get that? You can come into the studio and sample it.
No. You want to tell us what's that a result of?
Oh, the
Remember, we
result?
talked about diet.
Yes. I have a product that addresses all those concerns.
No, you're gonna have to say it.
Oh,
You have to
I
tell
have
me.
I have anti.
Why does that happen? You're like everybody. We all
Okay.
struggle with
Okay.
that because sun damage.
Because of sun damage, environmental damage, and it can be part of the aging process. So,
Perfect. That was really great. So now I want you to add a little bit more color to it.
okay.
So, how many times did you get sunburnt at the beach with the kids? How many times did you walk out in pollution in the air? How many of you are over 15? We all have done it. And I have the solution. That's how the 3 parts. So we're going to take it all the way back with your glasses. You're welcome. I know she signed up with
No,
us, so
I have
I
to
feel no
take
problem.
notes, and I like a outline and a script. So this,
Well,
yeah.
we'll have it for you
Okay.
afterwards.
So that's okay.
All right, we're going to take it from the top. Glasses on.
Hi, I'm Linda. Do you recognize yourself when you look in the mirror anymore? Do you have flour sacks under your eyes, fine lines, dry skin, or maybe even some scaling that is happening under the eye as well? It can be sun damage, it can be environmental damage from the free radicals that get on the skin throughout the day, and it can also be part of the aging process. To help with this, we have the anti aging complex eye cream. It's all in one. It glides on very easily. You tap it from the ear towards the nose along the bone, and it absorbs very quickly. So you do not have to wait a long time before you put on your face moisturizer and your other steps in your skincare routine. You can come in and sample this product for free at any time. I'm available from X to X, and
You got to get back. All right, so this is all going. That's like leagues ahead. You've lost
Yeah.
your smile towards
oh,
the middle.
sorry.
But let's get the close right.
Okay.
So it's a, and the good thing is I got a free sample of you waiting at my thing, and it's it's located at the corner of Main and Third, or it's across the Piggly Wiggly in the plaza. And 9 out of 10 of my customers come in and they try the sample, and then a couple days later they buy it because it's my number one product. I hope I see you there, and that's it. So let's take it from I have a product. And we don't care about free radicals. Where did that come from? Like,
It's a true.
were they in
It's
the
a,
60s, Linda? Like, I've got free radicals. No.
they settle on your skin and try to get in throughout the
Yeah,
day from the air
it's
pollution.
just
Okay.
grime. You just got junk on your
Okay.
face. You're talking to
Okay.
us. So let's take it from I have a product. So you've gone through the three reasons, and now
Okay. I have a product for that, and you can come to our location and get a free sample of this to see if it works for you. We're located at the.
no, with not to see if it works for you. And there's something else you said. Luckily for you, if you come in today, I have a free sample that you could take home and use. And 9 out of 10 of our customers come back and get it because it works great. I'm Linda again. And remember, I'm at whatever that's going to be. So let's take it again from and we probably should let her talk about other starts of her business, but let's just finish this because I think it's really important because you said it worked really well. And I think if we could just get you into being Linda, you're obviously capable and you're very endearing. We just want to see her. We're not going to the foot doctor. You're just a friend talking to another friend. You're just talking to Crystal here. So let's take the exact same thing at the end, which was I've got a product for you. Lucky for you, or something like that.
Okay. Lucky for you, I've got a product that will help. So I have a free sample. Come in and try it out. And 9 out of 10 customers buy this. This is my number one eye moisturizer.
And I'm
And
Linda.
I'm Linda. Sorry.
All right. So you've got it. I
Ask for
think you have
Linda.
enough to work with. You can practice that,
Okay.
but I think you will find the only other thing I might add at the end would be, and if you comment below, what's one thing that you struggle with facial care?
Okay. Yeah, I could ask.
That would be the ideal way to end it because the goal of anyone who's listening or watching, I have a ton of followers and I want them to come in. I've had some hacks, of course, but what's nice is my followers come in and rally for me. Like, what the hell are you doing on this page? Why are you here? And then other people, when I ask, give me your best advice about this, they talk to each other. That is the goal of everyone, that it's a community underneath you. When you don't, and you're just seeing a bunch of videos you put out, and you're like, oh, nobody likes videos. Like, they absolutely like videos. But the new thing is, followers don't matter. Everything is organic. So if you're engaging and people are watching to the end of that 90 seconds, Facebook or YouTube, wherever it's going to do, will show you to more people. So just understand that. But all right, so we've only spent 26 minutes on that. Do you have a customer list? And what do you do with it?
Are we talking? I slice it up. One slice is birthday list. Other is new customers that I send an offer to, um, and sometimes they come back. Other times, no. We have email lists that I've been working. We've had a campaign running all summer long about a summer challenge for our customers, and not many people are opening emails like they used to, but our open rate ranges from 49 to 52%.
That's excellent. We like that. So good.
Texting is coming online before the end of the summer here, trying to get all that mastered.
That can be good and bad
Yeah.
because I don't want to be texted by any business I do business
Well,
with other than my
this is,
doctor. But
yeah, I control all of the release of whatever. I don't actually design much of that. I will learn some of that.
I wouldn't change. I wouldn't think that's my main way of talking to people. Your main way is still, especially your target is 40 to 60 plus people. They're going to open an email more than anything. They're more likely to do that. So, so how many people you think on your list?
We have about 1,200.
Other than what you said, they're a new customer. You send them an email and birthdays. What else are you doing? Like this challenge. How many emails was in this challenge?
One a week. We asked them to do things that did not cost any money. We
Do they sign up for that, or is it just to send
It
to all
was
1,200?
voluntarily through all but the open rates have stayed pretty high, which has surprised me. I haven't seen much results. Some of the requests were to you know, do a review for us. Um, the one request that got the most action was come into the studio and spin the wheel for a free prize for a free product.
So the reason I'm not a fan of that stuff is it's not really building your brand. It's going after a discount or it's going after a chance to win, and that's not really you. For what it's worth, just consider. So you have 900. What did you say? 500 products. Nobody wants to
Five to six
go through
hundred. Well,
500
if we
products.
individually diced them down to every color and
Yeah,
shade, yeah.
but but we want quick and easy. That's what you're
Okay.
selling. I don't care how expensive your face care is. If it's $1,000 cleaner or it's $10 cleaner, it's a system. You've got to always be selling the system, Linda.
Okay.
That's the
A
key.
key, three
Uh,
point, three problems, three solutions.
you want to give them a framework of how to take care of your skin, right? So one of your videos could be, one of the most common things we get, and I would absolutely be talking to guys because young men in particular, increase in sales is something like 30% in young men right now. They totally decided they didn't want to look like their grandpa. So you might say, the number one problem with an awful lot of guys in skincare is they don't wash their face first, or they're going to use dial soap on their face because it's in the shower. You have to have that kind of familiarity, like a grandmother. I don't know if you know I'm sure Crystal, the grandmother like Bev's or what's her name? She's got all the cooking tips and she's like your grandmother. She's become
I
an
can't think of
internet
her
sensation.
name.
Huh?
Yeah.
You know what I
I know
mean?
who you're talking
And
about.
she's
Yeah.
just so like Babs. It's something with
Yeah.
Babs.
Yeah.
And that's who I want you to kind of think about is you're just talking to this young guy and just saying, hey, this is for you, young guys out there. One of the most common things that we see with young men is they don't wash their face first or they're going to use dial soap. And the problem with that is it's got a lot of chemicals in there. It's actually kind of a detergent, which is going to dry out your face. And gosh forbid you got zits or something else. It's going to be actually doing more damage. So what I want you to think about is, are you using if you do it live, which would be really cool, but if not, put in the comments what you wash your face with, and I want you to understand that the number one cleaner we carry is goat milk because no matter what your skin type, it generally will leave it pH balanced and ready for the next step. Tomorrow, I'm going to talk about what the next step is. But today, that's the beginning of the framework. And it's a 4-part process. So if you miss any of these, you can always go back to it. And now they're going to tune in for the next day. What was step 2? But it's a framework. You're not pitching this one product. That's what I want you to hear, Linda. It's a framework. We run into this at hair salons. Most if you're run a hair salon, oh, I'm an artist, I don't sell the product. Well, then you're an idiot. Sorry, because you have to sell a framework for how I get the perfect cut. So it does matter. If I'm a first when I first walk in there, what do you use on your hair? Um, I don't feel that. I feel that's pushy. You want to know that. Do you dry your hair? Do you let it dry naturally? What are you using for conditioner? What do you do for color? Whatever. You need to know all that because the prescription is a framework that you're going to sell them, and it's the same thing for you. Somebody walks in there. Welcome to the name of your company. Feel free to look around, and I'll check back with you. But when they first time in your store? Yeah, let me give you a brief store tour. You get a brief store tour. And then you're going to say, what changed in your skin today that brought you in? Oh, nothing. I've just, no one's going to walk into your studio with, oh, I'm just browsing. There's something that's not meeting their needs. And so you might say, tell me what your skincare regime is. Especially women, they'll have the bill and name that. Great, great, great. And you might say, are you interested in some alternatives, or maybe find out where the holes are in your regime? Your goal is to get yeses. Your goal is to get yeses because I have a 4-part system I use. If you told me there was a 5, I'd be like, great. I Actually, I was at Nordstrom, and the Lemaire guy didn't realize he was the rep for him. And I said, well, I already have your stuff. I use this and this and this and this. And he's like, well, you should be using the oil too. It's like, damn it. Because their oil is not cheap either, right? But I don't care, because this is
Right.
if I don't have my face, I'm not going to be in front of audiences. It's that simple. And I think it's the same thing for a lot of people. It's a small indulgence, but you can rack up $1,000 easily in skincare. It's just you're not going to spend that every month. But your goal is to give them a new framework,
Okay.
and even if they've been with you for 100 years, to be able to say, well, let's take a look and see if there's any holes in your face regime. Does that make sense? Yeah. So bringing this all the way back to your email, you've got to be educating them as well. So put your video in there and just say, hey, no one's going to watch just a video though. So you'd have to be able to say, today I'm going to be talking about the holes in your skincare regime. That might be a recurring theme. I could see that have some nice legs. But today I'm going to talk about the number one that I see, particularly with young guys, maybe you too, and it's the fact that we don't wash our face. And here's why it happens, and some recommendations. And then you got the video, and then maybe you're going to have the product underneath it. Please don't make it 2 for 1 or 20% off if you buy this today. Your whole thing would be, come in. I've got a small sample. You could try it for 2 days, and then you can call me and I can ship it, or you can buy it, or whatever. But you could say this fits into a framework and have five squares under it, and show that the cleaner is number one, and then question marks on the other four, so that they get curious. But there's a lot of big. I'm wearing my. There's an awful lot of um, education around skincare, and young women are getting it from TikTok and buying Drunk Elephant for $45 with anti-aging, and you're like, that's a 12-year-old skin. You can't do that. It's bad for the
Right.
skin.
It is.
So there's a lot of
Yeah.
junk out there that when you get comfortable being this person, Linda,
Okay.
you can say, everybody else says it's okay, it doesn't matter. Let me tell you, this is why it matters. Because if you use these peptides or whatever they are, maybe you want to be a little bit more prescriptive about it. It's doing X, Y, and Z to your skin. Now, if you're 65, we need that because we don't have that.
Hmm.
But if your daughter is saying we need to do this, I don't know if you'd be willing to tell them, don't go into Ulta and Sephora and buy what you see someone else using, because that would be like what? That'd be like going in and buying a dress someone else is wearing in a different size and saying, well, that's what she got. You wouldn't go out in it. So why do we take that? So that would be a whole passionate learning. You could bring in that teacher, and again, think of that segmented audience. You're now talking to young mothers who are in their 30s. I don't know if, Crystal, you have kids, but you've heard plenty of your friends. It's a big topic of discussion that parents are really confused, because what they're doing is they see it on TikTok, they go into Sephora or Ulta, and they say, "I don't need any help," and they go over and they're taking out their phone, and that's what they're going to buy. And of course, Sephora's not going to say, "Oh no, don't buy that." But the damage that it can do is a big deal, and you could be a resource for that.
My last 10 years in teaching they were in middle school. I know that age group very well.
Okay. So, and that sweet lady who's smiling and understands would be really great. And then your goal is always to build that email list. If you have physical addresses, that's fine too. Do you have physical addresses of them?
We do all of that. We try to get everything we can with every customer that walks through our door. Yes.
It wouldn't be a bad idea to try a direct mail piece at the holidays. It's expensive.
I
It's
do
like a
direct
buck.
mail with our seasonal brochures. We have color collections every season, and then so I do that 4 to 5 times a year, depending on.
So think about doing one the week before that says, "It's coming, look for it next week," and think of doing one the week after that says, "Hey, did you see it?" You know, if you're one of those people like me that sorts your mail over the trash, you might have accidentally thrown it out, and here's why it's so important, and then hold it up or something, and so that gives you 3 that are pretty tight around all of that. And I don't wanna overstay my welcome. I mean, this is like drinking from a fire hose, Linda, I know that. So,
No, you
um,
focused me really well. I know that the trend has been in social media to get down to shorter, quicker, and one problem at a time. So we're adjusting, and yes, no, we're trying to adjust it. Just
well, no, you can because it's just a matter of being comfortable, um, talking about the customer. That's all they wanna hear about, right? So she's got psoriasis, and, that's nasty. So, if you could follow in on her and say, "Hey, and this is just for," a lot of people think, "Oh, psoriasis is this." Well, I can tell you that a lot of times it just starts with an itch, and, I mean, I'm totally spitballing here, but here are 3 warning signs that it might be getting worse, and you don't have to go see a doctor, but you might want to be looking at the chemicals you're washing your hair with, because a lot of times they come onto the skin and they irritate it. And we don't think about it, so we have something to help with that. I'm Linda down at, because um, we're looking for the holes in your skincare regime. There's something to dig into there. I think that's kind of fun. Crystal, please jump in. I've been talking way too much.
Oh my gosh, no, this is amazing. And a few thoughts. One thing I wanted to say, brunch with Babs. Linda, I want you to check out her Instagram and or TikTok. I know she's on both, but she comes on my feed a lot. She has 3.9 million followers, and she's just authentically herself, understands her customers, and creates content. And so, going back to the like, well, what platform or you have to have 1,000 followers to live stream, shifting it a little bit to be it's all about the actual content. Spend the energy on the content, which Bob gave a framework today, which is really great. You can replicate this with all your different products, right? It's hi, I'm Linda. Humanize it. It's the problem, the issue that they're having, and stand shoulder to shoulder. Why that happens. When we tell stories like, oh, you were out at the beach so many times and so many sunbirds, they see it in their head. It's filmable like a movie. So now you're like in their head, they're seeing this, which is memorable. You become memorable to them. Then I've got the product. Give what is the product, the benefit, none of the fancy words. Tell it like it is. If you've got the sample, that's the call to action, the proof that customers buy. I'm Linda. And so when you just repeat that, so you said your person that's coming back, you guys can work together on, okay, what products are we going to pick? We're going to create 5 videos. You're the face. And then she can upload, she can add the captions, but then you're letting the algorithm do the work. Like Bob said, it's not a followers game anymore. It's really about the type of content. I think people are going to really resonate with you. They're going to trust you. They're going to fall in love with you, similarly to Brunch with Babs. And so I think this is where it can then kind of take off some of that overwhelm when instead we're just thinking about, I'm helping my customers through content, and then we're going to let the algorithm do the job from there.
And being contrary is great because, everybody is telling you this. That's kind of like my brand. Everybody's telling you, "Oh, you just need to do more sales. You don't need as many people in the store. You just need to work more hours." And I'm kind of like, if you're hearing this, that's wrong. Let me tell you why. And people are like, "Bob is so blunt and mean." It's like, I'm not mean. I've seen too many businesses go out because people are getting very bad information. So you have the information, you are a presenter, you're a teacher. So this is totally in your wheelhouse, but it is going to be a major shift from what you've been doing because
this is what I
talking
need.
about the product, huh?
This is what I need. A major shift.
Yeah. So, and let's continue what you had. So, this is how we started. I don't know, an hour and a half ago. Before the pandemic, you did videos. So, since the pandemic, what have you been doing? That's 5 years. If we are, you
Yes,
know,
since the pandemic, I have tried things that are just videos without words, just to show. Okay, now on that. All right.
you might as well just dug a hole and dump the money and time you spent on that
Okay,
and bury it. Sorry.
okay. it's all about me then to be on camera, except talking to the customer. I
Yeah,
got I,
because
I got the gist.
yeah, because you are the star, and the product is secondary.
Okay.
That's what you got to remember.
Okay.
Yeah.
Because they can get the products you have at your salon anywhere, but they're going to come in and ask for you, and they're going to specifically say, I was watching your video and you said this, and you're going to say, oh my gosh, you watched my video, well, that's so great, right? And then you're going to go back to that tagline. So let's try to find out the hole in your skincare regime.
Thank you for the ideas. I really appreciate this. Crystal has tried to educate me here for a very long time.
Well, she's done a good job
Yes,
because you're receptive,
she
and
has.
that's what counts. You could have easily have just said, I can't do that, I won't do that.
No, I
Oh no.
that is not. It's hard. I will say, at the age of 76, it is hard to do this.
You're
Yes,
76.
sir.
Even more reason you're the authority.
So
And you should be able to tell them, like, I'm in my 70s, kids.
that,
Like, you know,
yeah,
I would never use the stuff that people are putting on, these young people at 12 are putting on their skin because it's going to damage them. And no one's telling you this. And then on the other side, you're going to go, again to a young guy. Yeah, you think you've got a good regime because some guy in the locker room says, "Well, I use this stuff as a moisturizer," and you're like, "Yeah, but if you didn't wash your face, you're just putting that right on top of dirt, or worse, you're using Dial and you're ripping away the. There's probably a name for it. I
moisture
don't know if it's
barrier is what it's called.
okay. You're ripping that away, which makes you even drier.
Right.
So it's not going to do the job. But no one's telling you this because they don't want to look stupid. Well, I'm here to tell you that's a stupid thing if that's what you're doing. And yeah, I can tell you that because I have the answer.
And I want to add to the idea of talking to men. You're going to get the men's wives and girlfriends watching. I do this for Dustin. And then I'm buying the stuff and I'm like, here's why you got to take it. And I would engage on how he cleans his face. What does he wash? Like, I think you have this whole audience of, okay, ladies, let's talk about our husband's skincare. Like they would love it. The other thing too, I was just thinking this week that nobody really taught me how to do makeup. Like, I wish I knew more about makeup, and now I could watch on YouTube and there's all these tutorials, but like my mom wasn't really into wearing makeup and she didn't teach me. And like, Linda, you can be this authority that teaches us about really taking care of our skin, that we just trust you and we respect you for I want you to think about the people that didn't have that already in their lives. I think sometimes in our own industries, we're like, oh, but people already know this. I don't need to teach them that. It's so basic, it's so obvious. Most people don't know. So you've got to just start creating the content, getting it out there to help people, and you'll see what really sticks and resonates and what they need more of, and you can lean more into those. But you really have this opportunity to just be there for us that didn't have the resources. It's just a matter of showing up, following the framework, and I know you're going to do so well.
Well, thank you. Our current project is to work on the skincare problems for fall, the weather and stuff. We did a summer one. Our first one was summer, and
Yeah, you're gonna have to do a series of 10. I'm not gonna let you get off with
oh
one.
wow,
So
okay,
Yeah.
we're
when
going to
does it
have to break it
start?
down more. I already see that's the
When
main
does fall
problem.
start? When does fall start? I'm thinking fall. I live in upstate New York, and I'm already seeing little yellow leaves are falling down. So fall is definitely coming close. So if you could um, just brainstorm, I got 10 weeks. So 10 weeks is all of August, all of September, first two of October. Pretty close. So try to pinpoint 10 of your products that would fit into this framework, because you really don't want to do cleaners and then cleaning and cleaning and cleaning. Pick one, make it a hero. And I might even consider on camera, take an over the counter product and say, if you're using this, that may not be, maybe you're using, I don't know, ivory cleaner. I don't know, that you'd use on your arms, or it's like if you put it on your face, what that does is X, Y, and Z. So it gives you a comparison. I mean, that would be too weird, but there's got to be comparisons of what people do. Like if you use, for example, if you sold shampoo, you might, but the difference between Prel and a good shampoo, probably you can probably get two for $9, and a good shampoo is probably gonna be 85. You really want to go luxury. So what's the difference? That's something that you could talk about hair as it gets drier. Hair is going to get frizzier and it's going to get more dried out. That means if you color your hair, things are going to happen. It means if you cut your hair a lot, it's going to be this. And don't worry, I've got the it's something like I've got the fill for the hole in your hair care regime. It's something there's something to dig in there. I'm not quite sure what it is, but
We do have a new product launching here at the end of the month. That's a moisturizer that can be used in any part of the body. I haven't seen it yet, but I'm anxious to get my hands on it and see. So
Well, and Linda, I know that you're up for using AI, ChatGPT. You're using it, you're learning it. And so Bob talked about this on another therapy session. You know, I talk about it. I think Bob's onto something here of that tagline that you're using in everything in store, on social, in your emails, and you're branding yourself as that like it creates that curiosity of what's the hole in my regime? Like, what am I missing? What do I need to do? And so I need to go talk to Linda. She's going to help me figure it out. So, AI can maybe come up. What is that thing that you really feel connected to? AI can come up with some of these content ideas for you too with the videos. You could put it into AI and say, how can I make this better? How can I make this more engaging? What would be my strong hook? The first 3 seconds is really important in these videos. So if you can say, hey, I'm Linda, and you have that hook right away, like, so lean on AI to support you in this content too.
it's been very
oh,
helpful
geez.
so far. It truly
Yeah,
has.
So I am going to share something because I did this the other day, and I'm going to do the same for you, Linda. This is your little gift here. And unfortunately, if you're not watching the live video with us, you're going to have to, I guess, miss out.
go over to the video.
There you go. Go over the video. Lovely. All right. So I just said, how could we reframe this? So for Instagram Reels, what step are you skipping that's sabotaging your skin? Love that. Think your skincare routine is complete. Think again. This one thing might be why your skin isn't improving. Love that. Where most skincare routines fall short and how to fix yours. You could take all of these, the silent flaw in your skincare ritual, the skincare step no one talks about but everyone needs. Are you treating your skin or just going through the motions? So those would all be one question to ask at the start of your video, and uh, then you're going to get their attention, and then say, "Today, Linda. Hi, I'm Linda. Today, I'm talking about the one step that sabotage your skin when it comes to cleansing your skin." And the other one could be, "Today, I'm going to talk about it when it comes to moisturizing, or when it comes to uh, uh, getting a nice base for your makeup." A lot of people don't understand. They think the makeup has to be great, but the reality is, um, the foundation has to be there, right? So it'd be like, there's certain dresses you've got to have a certain foundation underwear that you're wearing that can support that dress. That's the same thing for your skin. That might be a way. And I know I used it for a woman who they did window coverings, and we talked about using how you get dressed in the morning, where the jewelry was, and the foundation to dressing your windows. It gave us a framework that everybody could go like, I fully understand that now.
Yep.
So anything that you can do to help them understand, like, oh, this is what we're talking about. Your face isn't isn't a tile floor in your kitchen that you just put some spick and span and go over it. You got to take some care with it because your skin, something like that, even.
The skin is the basis for a good look. The foundation's not going to correct it much at all.
So you use words like much, get much out, totally out, and help. Get those words out. Like, I have the answer. Is that not? I have
Yeah.
something that will help you. I
It's more
have the answer
confident.
that works, right? We buy certainty. We don't want gray, and it tends to work for a lot of people. It'll work for you. It's worked for so many of our customers. I'm sure it'll work for you.
Yeah. I heard you say some customers. And something you could do is you could upload your video to chat or the transcription and be like, does this sound confident? Like, because you're going to have to retrain yourself. It's all about being the authority. I know what I'm talking about. And it takes some time to get those words out. You're going to say it, not even realize it. So, in the beginning, just making sure that you're not saying it, and the person who's helping you can, vet those too, until you really get there. But it does make all the difference. And your people need to trust you. And if it's like some customers, well, I'm scrolling only some, like I'm moving on. But and then I want to add too, Linda, like those first four, video ideas or hooks that Bob listed could be the same product for all four of those. You just have a different hook. You might tell a little bit of a different story, but it's the same product. I can't tell you how many videos I've watched about the same product. They just said something a little different, but I'm not convinced yet. So I just need you to tell me something else and tell me something else. And it might even be the exact same thing you told me, but I kind of forgot. And I just needed you to say it again. So don't be afraid to like say the same thing about the same product. We're just changing those hooks.
Oh, okay.
You got a lot to do, Linda.
I do.
Yes, she does.
You got homework.
That's okay. I'm very familiar with homework.
That's right. Well, and to remember, anything you do is better than what you have been doing. So don't get caught in the perfection trap. Oh, I need to have a dozen videos by September 1st, and I need to have all my emails. Like, that'd be great if you could. Don't get me wrong. But anything you do different to see how this works is worth it. So the last part about your videos, you put on Facebook or Insta, you definitely want to go through and have and comment on all of them, not just say like thanks. You want to have at least 5 words, and you want to answer them within an hour. So that's a bit much, but I think as you get this dialogue going with people, you always can say things like, I'm so glad you liked the video. You definitely should stop in. I'm doing a special guys brunch with burgers and conditioner. I don't know. You'll figure something out. But
It's barbecue.
I think I'm yeah. There you go. I think I'm kind of lost it here, and
No,
and
I think this is great. And we will wrap. You guys, this was a really awesome conversation. What I loved is it was like a workshop. We just kind of really got in there. We got to test you a little bit, Linda. You got some practice, which is really good. So
I'm going to interrupt
I
you
just
for
want
1 second. So, Linda, what's one thing you got out of the time with me today?
Good. Oh gosh, I need to put myself out there because I have the knowledge and the experience to do this.
Great. So let's get rid of the need. Can you put the word I want to and then say it to me again?
I want to get to work on this today. I've got a page of notes right now.
That's the woman we want to see on a video.
Okay.
So congratulations. It's been lovely. I want you to text me or send me an email, bob@retaildoc.com, in September 1st to show me something up there, whether you send me an email or you go through and you have a video for me to watch, because I think this is going to really resonate with you being a teacher, and it's going to come off so genuine, Linda. So thanks for giving us your time today.
Thank you for the reorientation here to what I need to be doing. I appreciate it.
Cool.
And thank you, Crystal. I appreciate you too a lot.
I appreciate you. I can't wait to see the video. You guys, this is so good. Everyone, remember, we're rooting for your success. Have a great week ahead. Bye. Thank you so much for listening to the Rooted in Retail podcast. It means the world to me to have you here. If you find value in this show and you listen on an iPhone, if you could leave a review on the Apple Podcast app, that would be amazing. And if you watch YouTube, if you're a YouTube subscriber, we film this. And so if you rather watch the show, you can also do that over on YouTube. Again, thank you for listening, and I'll see you on the next episode.